Okay, this video should have initially been about what I have learned 3 years after reading Atomic Habits. However, during writing the script to this video, I understood that, you know, the topic of this video actually intertwines with the other topic that I actually have, which is how to become addicted to getting things done. Yep. So this basically means that I'm gonna talk about getting more things done throughout the day and how can you do it and how can you simplify the process and make it easier for you to actually get more things done throughout the day, or even like get some tasks done if you're like literally getting nothing done. So when I was writing the script to, what I've learned 3 years after reading Atomic Habits and what I've been using in my own life, right? The best thing that I've taken from the book and I've started implementing into my own life is chunking down, or simplifying the tasks I need to do throughout the day into smaller, more manageable tasks, which is basically like if you have a journal, right? Let me show you. I hope you can clearly see this, right? You see the dark circles, right? So these are the tasks that I complete throughout the day, and I just circle out the whole thing, and I get a sense of accomplishment, if you say so. Yeah, a sense of accomplishment through um, circling out the task and moving on to the next one. And the more tasks you circle out, or whatever you do, right? As long as you can see that you are actually going through tasks throughout the day and that you are actually, getting the momentum, actually doing something throughout the day, you will feel more motivated, right? To do even more things, right? I could have started, recording this video tomorrow, but because I have it written down on my journal as a manageable task, film, then edit, then upload. Even something like upload is a different task, which is manageable and which is small enough for me to be like, okay, I can do that. I can approach the task because it seems so manageable, rather than if I would just write down as a goal, create a whole video, which would be a bit more intimidating because okay, you need to like write a script, or at least know what you're going to talk about, film the whole video, then edit the whole video, then upload. But if I chunk it down, it seems more manageable, and it seems way more, it will make you more motivated because you see um all the tasks that you go throughout the day, and you see that you are actually going somewhere. It's the same, anticipation, if the feeling of anticipation that you have when you look in a computer screen, right? And if it's loading, you see like 7%, 10, 20, 30, 40, and you see how it's downloading, right? How it's going, how the process is going. So you kind of feel anticipated for what's coming, next. So the same thing can be applied to this model, right? So in the book, it was mostly written about if you fail to accomplish anything throughout the day, chunking it down to manageable tasks will make it way more easier for you to, do as many as possible. You may even like not do everything. Like here, 29th of February, I had, all these, oh my god, I had all these tasks that I need to do, and I didn't do some of them, which isn't bad, but at least I did most of them, which I was I would most probably would have not done if I didn't have this kind of system. If I would just keep the tasks in my mind, I will eventually either forget any of one of them, or would just not feel motivated enough to do them, and I would definitely have no motivation because I would not see like what I'm doing it for. And motivation comes when you actually do something. Like the whole fallacy of motivation coming from somewhere else is just pure bullshit, bruv. Like you need to actually do something in order for the dopamine to come, in order for that motivation to come. When you write your goals down, or your tasks down, right, for the day, if you write them down and you mark them as completed after you will do them, and the more you do, the more you will see that, okay, I'm actually managing something today, I'm actually going through something today, I am actually achieving something today. It can be the basics, the most basic thing. However, if you do the most basic things every day, and you write it down and you do them every day, and you keep yourself accountable, and you actually see with your own two eyes that you are actually doing these things because you see them written on the paper, you will feel some kind of sense of accomplishment, I guess. Yeah, sense of accomplishment, that would be it. And the best thing about it, right? The more you do, the more motivation you will have. This is like the snowball effect, right? You start small, and the more you do, it's gonna like keep the momentum. It will go. Your motivation will grow bigger, 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 and you will would like to do more throughout the day. You know, with just simply writing it down and actually doing them. And a side note on how to like manage more things throughout the day, do more things, is just eliminating distractions from the environment. Um, the second best advice from the book is manage your environment, because your environment really matters. In the book, the Atomic Habit, right? Um, Atomic Habits. There is a story about vending machines with Coke and water. Um, it's like an experiment about the first room is like you have three or four Coke vending machines in the canteen, and you have one or two with water. People would buy more Coke, right? Makes sense because there are just way more like vending machines with Coke. Then they would change the room and they would add um, more water vending machines on the places where people would be, more at most amount of time, and less Coke vending machines. So people would buy more water rather than Coke, just simply because it was just there and it was accessible. The second, an analog to that would be like if you have cookies in your kitchen, right? And you're in the kitchen, you will take some cookies, not necessarily because you're hungry, just because they are just there. So if you would have had any like berries or apples or bananas instead of those cookies, you would also be more likely to get those fruits rather than the cookies, simply because they are just there. So by curating your environment for you to be as effective, proficient, whatever, as best as possible for you, you need to manage the environment. So the things you need in your life, right, should be in your environment. Let's say, like right now, I am trying to like cut, not successful every day, but still better than before when I didn't have a plan. And at least I can see like, okay, every day I'm actually, cutting. I know that I'm tracking my macros. And the best way I could simplify the whole process is to keep the scale at the most visible place in the kitchen. When I come into the kitchen, I know exactly where my scale is. I see where my scale is, and I can access it very, very quickly. So it makes my whole process of um weighing weighing out all the foods way more easier. I would weigh the food less if I did not have my food scale on a more visible place. I would probably, most probably, not weigh some of the meals, right? Just because it's just a bit more stress, to open the cabinet, take out the food scale, weigh it, then put it back, rather than just it's there, I just put it there, bam, bam. That's easy. Make the good things as accessible as possible, and make the distractions as less accessible as possible. as inaccessible as possible. That would be the best word, I guess. So, yeah, in order to get through the day more efficiently and do more things throughout the day, write them down on a piece of paper, or better, get yourself a journal and write them down on a journal. Make the tasks as manageable as possible, not too easy, but also not too hard, so that you don't get the anxiety and the whole procrastination feeling just because it's so hard. Make it manageable, do them, and the more you do, the more momentum you will get. And at some point, you will just do more tasks just because it makes so much fucking, it just makes you so much fucking happy just because you see, oh, I'm actually managing tasks, but you need to see them in front of your eyes. Either it's gonna be on a fucking whiteboard, right? Or it's gonna be on a paper, but it still has to be somewhere, right? So, yeah, that would be it. Don't wish things were easier, wish you were better.